Amos here is employing what's called a prophetic perfect, where we are talking about something in the future, but it's completed. It's like it's already happened.
Like you can't change what's going to be happening.
Yes, it's already done. It's a fait accompli. And it's a funeral dirge. He uses the scheme, the what do you call it? The structures of a funeral dirge, and he's saying, "Fallen is the Virgin Israel." So fallen is the bride. Fallen is this country, never to rise again. He's proclaiming the death of Israel, and it's in the future, and it's already happened.
Yeah, there's nothing they can do to stop this.
And it's a start. It's kind of a chilling moment when you hear this. It's this. It's to arrest your attention. I think it's to really shock you, into hearing it. And I think it would have really affected the people who initially heard it in a powerful way.
Yeah, especially since it's never occurred to them that the Lord would ever leave them.
Yes.
Or that they would not be victorious.
Yeah, and they wouldn't be alive forever and always. I mean, you have to think that, he's saying to this at their most prosperous height. So it'd be like you or I going into Manhattan, in August of last year going, hey, terrible things. Lehman Brothers is going to fall.
Yeah.
They'd laugh you out of town.
Yeah.
And so this is part of why he employs all this poetic, prophetic imagery, just trying to at least get a hearing.
Yeah.
So that's in 5. And 5 leads us into easily the most famous part of Amos, where we end up also talking about the day of the Lord, like Joel, with, alas you who seek for it. It's like running out of a house and getting in, there's a bear inside, or putting your hand on the wall, and then a snake comes and bites it. So, you all think this is going to be a great thing, but it's going to be a terrible thing. And then he talks about worship. And it's this, this is language that churches in particular, we need to hear, because what Amos is, what he has to say to us is, boy, I'm really glad if all your worship's nice and everything's going all right there. Oh, wait, maybe, if you guys aren't actually doing anything, if Monday through Saturday you're hurting people and you're living in a way that creates destruction, then maybe your worship's actually covering over your sins and needs to be called on the carpet for it. So he says this, which again, this is in the Bible. This is strange language. I despise your festivals, your religious holidays. I take no delight in your solemn assemblies, your Sunday mornings. Even though you offer me your burnt offerings, your grain offerings, I will not accept them. All of that was how you worship. The offerings of well-being of your fatted animals I will not look upon. Take away from me the noise of your songs. I will not listen to the melody of your harps. But let justice roll down like waters and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream. So true worship for Amos isn't so much sitting down in your suit, your Sunday best.
Putting on that nice happy face and singing nice and loudly. True worship is doing justice, and we're going to see this theme picked up by Micah. We've already seen it in Isaiah. We didn't talk much about it. And I would say, just to be complicated about it, he's not saying don't worship. No.
He's just saying that worship, like that Maslow's hierarchy of being, make sure that the other things that are most important are done first.
Right.
Else worship starts to feel hollow and
that
alive.
Worship is the culmination of your actions during the week. It's not the thing that makes up for your actions.
That's a great way to put it.
And it's kind of like in the New Testament, you're going to see when Christ says that you have to make up with your brother before you go to the altar or go to the temple. That you have to be right with what's around you and the people around you before you can go worship.
And he puts it kind of in this extreme way, I think, to catch our attention.
Yeah, and I think it highlights that if you're not worshiping through your actions on a daily basis, your words are really empty.
Yes.
And so I think it's more like that in this passage, God is saying, your words are empty and meaningless. They are straw for the fire. Get them away from me. Because this isn't actually worship. Yeah.
Awesome. And then you want to hit us with the basket?
The basket of overripe fruit. This is in chapter 8, and Amos sees this vision of summer fruits. And for me, I love summer fruits. Summer fruits.
It's the best thing already.
I know. Huh? You get berries, and you have great oranges and nectarines. Like, summer fruits are awesome. I'm enjoying the summer this summer with fruits. And so I think maybe it's lost on us what summer fruits mean. And it's the very tail end of harvest. It's your lowest quality. It's things that are rotting from the inside.
They look nice on the outside.
Yeah, it's like...
Not so good on the inside.
It's like when you eat that apple and it's mealy. Even though it looks pretty on the outside. It's when everything is turning bad. And so I think it's a great metaphor for what Israel is at that time, because they're at the height of their prosperity. On the outside, they look really nice.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, and on the inside, they are rotting from the core.
And Jesus picks this up in his own day with the Pharisees, who Pharisees are what I am. They're the religious leaders of the day. They wear these nice black robes, and they're professionals. They're well paid, and they look. I'm not,
That's
comparatively.
A pastor joke.
Compare.
Yeah.
And they're beautiful on the outside.
Yeah.
Jesus ends up saying they are whitewashed tombs. They look white, beautiful, gleaming on the outside. They're full of dead men's bones on the inside. So it's one of those texts where it calls you to examine yourself. We all put out an exterior image to the world, and you should. It's a healthy thing to do. And this is just calling you to ask yourself, are you as good looking on the inside as on the outside?
What I love about this image of summer fruit is that with fruit, you don't have to go very far to realize that it's bad. Like breaking that surface of a nectarine, that thin veneer, and when you know it's bad, it's bad. And that's really talking about Israel, about like, you don't have to look very hard to see what's really going on here. So, I like that.
Nice. Yeah. All right, we're going to come back with the shortest book of the Old Testament, Obadiah.
Next.